Just like that, we're back with yet again another update on XRP. Shout out to the XRP community as always. But yeah, going into Wednesday morning, what's really happening? As far as the broader market is concerned, you're looking right at your screen. We are seeing a lot of green across the board. So I'm sure a lot of people are excited, but we cannot forget what's happening today because, of course, it's midnight. So, today is the day of the FOMC meeting. So tomorrow, the Federal Reserve, again, not tomorrow, it's today. So, the Federal Reserve will make a decision on interest rates. Will they cut, hike, or keep rates unchanged? And I'm sure no one really wants a hike. But are we about to finally see, a rate cut, or is it just going to be the same as, what we have seen in the previous, like the previous meetings that we have seen? Let me know in the comments down below. But, the market leading into, the day of, you are starting to see the market going into the green. Is this manipulation, or are we actually going to see? Because of course, if we do end up seeing a rate cut, in my opinion, we do see the market bouncing because of course this would be bullish news. But welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Shout out to each and every one of you guys. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that red subscribe button. But before we get into it, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So the price is $2.29. We're up 0.5% in USD. We're up 0.2% in Bitcoin. Comparative market cap at 133.5 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $2.5 billion. But looking at this, guys, as far as ETF flows are concerned, you're starting to see inflows coming in, which again is nice, especially for BTC. You can see 209.1 million, which of course is something that we shouldn't really be ignoring. Moving forward, increasing numbers of crypto companies. Now hear this out. Increasing numbers of crypto companies are seeking bank charters to grow their businesses under the Trump administration. Now, things, we've been talking about over the last, few weeks, you're starting to see, really becoming a reality. And I think, as we do go into the future, people are really going to be looking at times where you were starting to see these things in the starting phase. So very, very interesting stuff. And speaking about interesting, look at this. A whale bought 10.3 million XRP from Bitfinex. Whale money incoming. So again, is this just one whale, or is this an entity? Is it, maybe another exchange? What's really happening? We don't know, but the fact that, we did see this happening has gotten a lot of people excited. Shout out to, Bitfinex, again, not sponsored, none of this is, but reason why I just say shout out is because, of course, I've shared this on my channel quite a bit. This is one of the first exchanges I used, and this is the exchange I used back in 2016 to buy XRP for the first time. Shout out to the OGs that are still here. So of course, it's always good to see this name come up. It's been quite some time since I've obviously traded on there, but yeah, quite interesting here. Obviously brings back some good memories. But yeah, interesting things happening. And on top of that, look at this. XRP dominates Upbit, and a massive $303 million in 24-hour trading volume just on Upbit. It's one of the biggest centralized exchanges, and of course it is one of the I think the biggest one in Korea. So again, even though we talk about big exchanges, this and that, one thing which again is not off topic, but primarily needs to be understood is the fact that you don't want to, no matter how big the exchange is, you don't want your hard-earned money on these centralized exchanges. We've seen major hacks. The most recent one that I can think of is the Bybit one. We're talking about, billions of dollars that, was stolen. So again, when you have funds on these centralized exchanges, your money is not safe. So, best thing to do is, especially if you're in for the long haul, get yourself, a hardware wallet where you could own your own private keys, of course, and you, hold your own coins. That's something very, very important. And I don't want you guys to make that mistake. Moving forward, look at this, shout out to Smoke. This is why banks partnerships haven't translated into the price action yet. Supported with documentation, the only post on X that explicitly addresses the confusion about how global systematic banks are currently interacting with the XRPL ledger. I've covered this extensively, but a review seems appropriate. So, major banks partner with Ripple are Santander, Bank of America, Standard Chartered are still in test mode, meaning they haven't fully integrated Ripple technology into daily operation. This explains XRP's stagnant price. The real impact will come with full-scale adoption. They're driving demand and price growth. Investors remain in wait-and-see mode, awaiting regulatory clarity and live implementation. And this is so important because this is something we talk about on my channel every single time. When you see these big banks integrating, the XRPL ledger or, starting using Ripple custody, which of course we have seen, trademark filing for, once you start seeing this happening, this is where not just these banks that are in the test mode, quote unquote, maybe other banks that, haven't really partnered with, with Ripple to use XRPL ledger, where of course, XRP is a component native token of the, blockchain itself. You're going to see more and more bigger organizations, leaning forward and feeling more comfortable, especially once regulatory clarity, as it is coming, especially with banks. Banks have got that green light now. As of now, of course, credit unions, but the big banks are obviously going to also come on board, and I think this is where the game changer part comes into play. Again, obviously one step at a time, but this industry is really moving. People don't realize that, but over time, people will realize that times we were in at this moment were the early stages. But again, one step at a time. Let's take a look at what's happening with the prices. Of course, that's what everyone wants to know. So if you're looking at the price as far as, if the dominance is concerned, we did see dominance going down to like 61.44%, which again, as I've shared on my channel on the other updates, is the catalyst behind, the major green day that we're seeing right now. BTC, let's give it a refresh live, has made its way back into the 38.2. But again, nothing to be getting overly excited about, with the fact that, it's still ranging in the 38.2 is a nice thing to see. With the price of XRP, on the other hand, let's actually pull up XRP's price. Here we have it. XRP is ranging really nicely, and of course, we're still in the 38.2. Of course, people want to see the 23.6 retest, but it will happen, guys. Have patience. As of now, BTC is actually not performing as good as XRP, to be quite frank with you. We're actually closer to the 23.6 on XRP's price, compared to BTC. So is there something that is known behind the scenes that we don't? Maybe, because of course, these major amounts of XRP that's being bought in exchanges, the volume, of course, staying steady, a lot of filings happening, a lot of filings being acknowledged. Are we about to see something big happening? Maybe. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. But let's take a look at XRP's price on the hourly time frame. So ranging still really nicely. Of course, we're obviously down compared to, just a few days back. If you want to put this into perspective, we have seen a retracement of about 10%, but right now, we're literally only a 7%, move towards the downside from where we were just a few days back. It's ranging nicely. Of course, it wants to obviously head towards the upside, but of course, we want to keep an eye out on BTC. If Bitcoin is able to make its way back about 85K range, I do believe that, we could reclaim that 237 quite fast. But one step at a time right now. Let me know down below what you guys think. What are your personal predictions? Love you all. See you later. Been Crypto ZX.